Have you gone down the TikTok conspiracy theory of
Yes,
her
of
copying
course.
Selena?
Yes, of course.
I don't buy it.
It's so silly.
I don't think she was
Silly's my
trying to
favorite
copy.
word.
I literally do not think she was trying to copy Selena. Like, I just, like, the clips that they show of her mimicking Selena are, like, very, like, general statements. Yeah, like, general statement that, like, is, like, a casually used term. And the video clips are, like, 8 years apart.
Yeah,
and it's like...
Oh, she did a Get Ready With Me in the same week that Selena did a Get Ready With Me, real original. It's so dumb. I think there might be parts of...
There are similarities.
Yeah, maybe...
There's some overlap.
Maybe
I will give it that.
Moments.
It's the Pop Report. So juicy.
New studio. Well, not new studio.
Well, actually, this is technically the OG studio.
This is the OG studio.
This is where we shot the pilot for the Pop Report.
We shot our pilot here almost a year ago.
Yeah, well, this
and
is
it's
like
crazy.
My OG home. I've been with this studio since I started No Filter 10 years ago.
You've been here with Erica Jane.
Mm-hmm. All my big interviews I would do here. Yeah.
What happened?
I built a studio at home, and now I don't need to come in because I can tape straight from my apartment.
You just roll out of bed. You're like, another day.
I don't just roll out of bed. You know I have a very booked and busy morning.
Yeah, she gets up at 4 a.m. She goes, time to pluck, time to trim, time to spray tan.
Bleach the asshole.
Absolutely. Well, we're nearing 100 episodes.
Almost there.
It's kind of wild to look back at this.
What are we at, 97?
Yeah,
98?
now we're 98. Is this one?
98.
It's just kind of crazy.
It happened so fast.
It's like
from episode 1 that never aired to now
which
90,
was in this room.
In this exact room.
But we have a new third for us today as a fun little special guest before we get into things. Do you want to introduce her? Do you want me to?
I feel like you go for it.
Jess, baby. It's
Hi.
our favorite reporter.
How's it going?
Jess the reporter.
Yeah.
On the Pop Report.
What's it like to be here?
No, I'm so excited.
We brought Jess in because she's an icon. She's a legend. And we all just do the damn thing on mic. You obviously are on TikTok radio.
Yep.
We were just talking about your schedule. How do you do it?
Wait, the schedule's so weird though. That's like my least favorite thing to ask people in this industry because I feel like we're also all over the place.
Yeah.
And like with TikTok radio, I film on Mondays and Thursdays typically, and then interviews here and there. But like for the most part, I'm pretty flexible. You know, I get to do a lot of stuff, thankfully.
You two kids are the kings and queens of green screen TikToks.
Ooh,
Thank you.
Like
wow,
that's
thanks so
I'm gonna just put that out there.
That's a flex.
The fast commentary, like the personality you both have. I'm always like, I'm just gonna sit out. I'm just gonna sit this one out.
And he's like, I would also be involved in that if I could.
If I was better.
Did you ever do the list? Remember when we did the
list?
TikTok school? And then you came up with the idea to do the
Oh,
list.
no, I never did
of,
it.
What is it like?
It
Watch
was too
or
complicated. We had a
watch or
really great
skip.
idea.
We had such a great idea.
I
It was a
loved
great.
it.
It was a great concept, but it got overcomplicated when like we had to do technicalities.
Yeah.
So we did a TikTok school, and the TikTok school, like they were trying to like help us, you know, put together better like green screen content,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
And so,
because you
High
guys,
quality content.
y'all need
high
that.
quality content.
Yeah.
I was like, we already got this, but thank you. And so, but thank you. It was a great day. Like that was a very long, fun, full day. But they put us into teams, and then it was funny because the group that we were paired with, we had 2 people, and they kind of came to the table like their shit don't stink. And I was like, oh, they're gonna want to be the ones on
They said
camera.
we'll be on camera talent. We said,
Yeah,
okay.
and we were all like, okay.
Totally cool.
But we did. But Jess came up with a great concept what was the concept? About
was like-
shows to watch that you need to be tuned into and shows that you can scroll on.
Exactly. Which I loved that idea. I'm
And
like,
where is
I think
it?
this is so brilliant. The idea lives on a whiteboard
In my mind.
On a
Universal
bunch of
Studio.
flashcards somewhere
On
in
a bunch of
Universal Studio.
flashcards.
Because what happens, we had the concept and we were trying to put it together, and then the rest of the group came. Everybody had a different role, and our roles where we were the writers
Yeah.
of the concept, and then the rest of the team came in, and then there were like 8 people that were trying to workshop it, and then we timed out.
What a time.
Yeah, we also didn't have enough time. Like my scripts, I
No,
don't know
yeah.
about you, but my scripts take a while to write.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the undiagnosed ADHD that I'm pretty sure that I have, but it like takes me so long. This is why we literally had 2 topics on our video, because I was like, I can't just stick to one. I have to go with 2.
Yeah.
That was probably the issue right there.
So we came up with a great concept, but our execution didn't quite make
Fizzled
it.
out.
Speaking of Benson Boone, though, she There was a guy there who
Where?
looked like Benson Boone at the TikTok Universal
did
Day of
not
the Week.
look like
He
Benson
looked
Boone.
like Benson. He had the
can't.
mullet and the tight pants. Okay.
Oh my God.
And he just had the look of Benson Boone, right? White dude,
How would
skinny,
you- how would
mullet,
you-
mustache.
Okay. If you could describe Benson Boone in 3 characteristics,
I just
what
did.
would it be?
White dude.
Oh, we say Mormon?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said it too.
But that's not a
why I
physical
freaked out.
characteristic.
Oh, yes, it is. Do you know Mormons?
Mom talk.
Have you watched Mom Talk? And have you noticed how they all look very
Well,
similar?
the women,
Yeah, and the
Okay, so
I
none
went
of
to
them
school
have a
with so many
mullet.
Mormons.
And Timu Benson Boone had a mullet.
None of them have a mullet.
So
Could you
Mormon,
imagine?
mullet, what's the third M?
Flip. Okay, that's not.
No, that's specific to him. No, I said
Bulge.
bulge.
Yes.
Bulge.
We all say in cohesion. Bulge.
No, but so we see him and he looked like Benson, and she's like, no, he doesn't. She's like, but you should tell him that. She's like, I think he would like that. And I was like, you think so? I was like, that is kind of a compliment, right?
I would think.
Yeah. So I thought I was
Yeah.
being cute, and I listened to Jess's advice, and I walk up to him and I was like, so has anyone ever told you kind of look like Benson Boone? Like I was trying to be cute.
No.
And then he was like, I wish I could say you were original, but I've heard that before. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he's like, no, it's okay. And I was like, is that not a compliment? Should I take it back? And he's just like, no, I just don't. And then he went into a whole lecture about like how Benson Boone appropriates queer culture. And I was like, I didn't ask for a history lesson here.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
And
Well,
so I was like, let me just reel it back
What?
in. I was like, nice to meet you. We don't
Like,
need to
I
talk
just
anymore.
thought you were attractive.
I thought you were cute, and I was just trying to pay you a compliment, but okay.
I thought that would have worked.
I thought it was, yeah, I thought
Paved
it
the
was a
way.
compliment.
Yeah.
He has great abs,
you're right. What an intro for
and I
us.
hate mullets.
Well, obviously, if you like mullets or don't, subscribe. I was waiting for you to jump in, but you're like,
I was
welcome to the
sipping my
Pop
coffee.
Report, our episode nearing 100. We have a
Subscribe.
lot to
Exciting,
get
guys.
into today. Speaking of Benson Boone, we obviously have a lot of reviews and more that come up on Spotify, but I think we have a lot to talk about the American Music Awards.
He asked me anythings.
This is Ask Me Anything.
AMAs.
That it went over my head. Okay, so
Clearly.
I just want to start this episode saying, first of all, love that our intro took 10 minutes. Amaze.
Yeah, right.
Memorial Day, bored out of my mind, was like on the couch, having a little day at the dog park, and was like, you know what? Let me watch the AMAs. Don't know why I said
You
this.
were at the dog park having a moment on the couch?
And I came
Those
back.
two things didn't. He's
and
like,
then
I'm
my-
on the couch at the dog park, and I was like,
the AMAs. I came back from the dog park, was sitting there, and just like had nothing to do on Memorial Day. I was like, I'm just being a vegetable. And I was like, oh, the AMAs are happening. Me. Why don't I turn on? The first time I wasn't assigned a award show for work to cover, because we all very much
Oh,
cover like
yeah.
a lot of similar things. And I was like, oh my God, I get to watch for funsies. Wrong idea. All I
Why?
saw was like the social headline of Jennifer Lopez, kisses, like backup dancers,
yeah.
not 1, not 2, but 3. And I was like, no one asked for this.
Like, JLo, what are we
It was an intro that
doing?
I didn't expect.
It was such a JLo intro, though. You know
but
what
it
I
was
mean?
like she's really bad at kissing.
I thought the same thing. I
I
thought
was
those
like-
kisses were terrible.
I was like, I think she was trying to have the Madonna, Britney, Christina moment. Remember when they all
Yeah.
did the kiss on stage at the VMAs?
Yeah.
Like she was trying to have one of those moments, but like her kisses were so awkward. I'm like, no wonder why Ben Affleck left you.
It was so hard to watch.
This award show, I think I saw someone said it had 6 total awards presented on the live stream.
Okay, so that's like the Grammys. That's not that
6.
outlandish.
I mean, the Grammys has
only
like 12 to
7.
15. They have 7?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
I'm pretty positive that's the number, but it's
no
less
one
than
showed
10.
up for, what was it, Album of the Year, Artist of the Year, one of the categories.
Yeah.
Like every single situation from the carpet to the awards, like everything just had a near miss. Also hosted at the Fontainebleau. Didn't know that. This just flopped. Like, I hate to say
Yeah.
flopped, but like it's the word of the year, I feel like. And it was just rough to watch.
Okay, but I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I
Say it.
liked JLo's performance. I thought her dancing was so good, and I was like, how are you not out of breath? There were moments where I didn't like her facial expressions, and the kisses were super uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
But overall, I was like, this is a good dance to watch.
Okay, wait, what part? The Chapel Roan, like Hot to Go, like the other artists, like APT, Bruno Mars, like the compilations
like
of
this.
random songs. I was like, these are not J-Lo songs.
But J-Lo's used to dancing to other people's music. She dances to Ashanti all the time.
Shade.
But like she spoke on it and she
You set
stood
it
firmly on that platform. This J-Lo being a host, not on my bingo card. J-Lo announcing her residency, not on my bingo card. Also for limited dates.
Yeah.
Well, that's what new
She
residencies
learned.
are. I feel
A
like
3-day run and then like a 3-month block after. It's like
Yeah,
December
that's-
28th through 30th and then it's like March 16th.
But
I don't
that's
know.
Lesson.
that's what residencies are now becoming, or they're like little chunks
Yeah.
and blocks.
Kelly
Remember,
Clarkson.
like, residencies are like a 3-month long,
Right.
but I guess people don't show up to those anymore.
Well, also, I think based on what we heard with her last tour, that didn't she cancel because not enough people bought tickets or something?
Yeah,
weird
that opening
happened
video
there.
is interesting.
Yeah, so maybe now she's like, okay, let me go in smaller sections and get my fan base back.
She did well at Caesars when she had her residency and now she's back at Caesars. So maybe that's where her core audience is like going to Vegas and just like
Well, but also, yeah. But I mean, Vegas is a very niche. Like that's when you know you've become just like the novelty, right?
here's your J-Lo one-stop shop Vegas destination. Get yourself a Fat Tuesday, go gamble, go hop over to the Fontainebleau and say, J-Lo hosted here, and then go to Caesars and then just say, I did the J-Lo tour, the ultimate
What a
J-Lo
weekend.
experience.
Like,
You know, like,
God, I hate Vegas.
I don't want to go to Vegas.
I
I've been to
don't enjoy
Vegas 3
Vegas
times in
either.
the past 6 months. Please don't make me go.
Enough.
Like,
When was the last time I was in Vegas?
With me.
I think it was with you. Yeah. No. Yeah. Was it? No.
No,
I think
you
I did
went-
BravoCon later that
That's
year.
when I was there too last.
I did,
ugh,
yeah.
what a time.
Are you going to BravoCon this year?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Bravo girly.
Why
I
were you
know
at
that you
BravoCon?
are. I like used to cover reality a lot more, and now
You got bored?
I'm more into like TV and film
Yeah.
because I was
So
trying to-
reality's not TV.
It's a
scripted
niche.
TV
Yeah.
and film.
That's a diss to
There we
Heidi
go.
Montag. She really put up so much effort for her
She got
carpet
the
look.
numbers going, bro.
Okay. Speaking of tying things back to a year ago, our good friend Evan, who we were initially doing this podcast with, I watched his clip on Page 6 SiriusXM radio.
Okay.
Oh my God, same.
They had a theory about Heidi Montag and her wig for the AMAs. Now,
I agree.
Okay.
Heidi knows what to do. She's not, new to the scene. Heidi had a wig that was not wigging. Like
Yeah.
when Katy Perry said wig, it was like, this is not the emphasis. Heidi's wig is the most talked about thing on social.
No.
I think that she knew if this was not going to be an
No.
award show that was like the moment, she
No.
needs to make some commotion.
Yeah.
And I like kind of support this theory.
I
No.
thought the exact same thing though, because I just interviewed both Heidi and Spencer recently on TikTok radio.
Amazing interview.
Thank you so
I
much.
loved watching your little clip of like, here's how we sold photos.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
Yeah.
Spencer's like the inventor of selling your own photos to the paparazzi and calling the paparazzi, getting them to follow you around. But they're so well thought out in everything that they do to this day that to me, there's just no way. Heidi's never worn a wig before. At least that's what she said in one of the
Wig.
interviews.
Wait,
Wig.
she's never worn a wig before?
That's what she said, or at least maybe like on camera. I don't know if she meant it literally, but here we are. You're gonna wear it to the AMAs. Like I think they thought this through, and they were like, "This is
Especially
gonna make
if you're-
headlines."
Riddle me this.
Go.
You're going to say your thing in a second. A blonde wearing a blonde wig?
Like why?
That's what I
Okay,
thought.
you've clearly never watched Housewives before. They all wear wigs, and it's the same hair
We
color.
all wear wigs.
No, I think yes and no. I think they meant to give us a really like David Bowie campy look because it was very thought out with the flames on the
Yeah.
outfit. It was meant to be campy, but I think it missed the mark to the point I don't think she wanted to be worst. She's the top of every worst dress list at the AMAs.
I disagree.
don't think that she wanted
Name them.
I don't think that
three.
she wanted to. She's literally number one on every list I've seen. Even people that I was like, oh, this person's at the list, and they are. And I was like, I actually don't think they're
He's
that
like
bad.
starting with my own.
Starting with my own. No, I think the wig. And the only reason I say that is because she did an interview with Entertainment Tonight on the carpet.
Not your interview.
And they intentionally asked her, like, so this wig,
Yes,
like, what is
Daddy.
this like? And her face, you could just tell she was so insecure in it that she didn't, like, own it or rock. She was like, we just tried to do something. We wanted to do something different. And you could tell she did not feel, she knew the wig was bad. But what happened was they put the wig on, or this is my conjecture, but they put the wig on and did it. And they were like, okay, you're ready to go. And it was just like, there was no going back. We can't take the wig off and then recurl your hair or something. Like at that point, it was what it was. And she just had to rock with it. But I think it was meant to be campy. And it was meant to be maybe kind of a little space cadet-y, but it just...
Space Jam would have eaten that up. Like, I don't know why.
It was too stiff and too big, and it just didn't fit her face.
Yeah, I wish she would have gone for a different color at least.
Yeah, I would have been like black.
Yeah, honestly,
I didn't
like
recognize
dark
it was
brown.
her off the bat.
It's just...
Everyone kept saying she looked like Tori Spelling.
Oh,
or some people were saying they thought it was James Charles.
I did see that.
I saw people were like, not a single flash for James Charles on the red carpet.
I saw that.
And then the video he posted today was all of the video and footage of Getty and their flashes with their video in-house team. So it's like, honestly, he debunked it. Like, good for him. But
should I DM Spencer? Should we get an answer?
do you want to call Spencer right now?
I feel so bad because I made a video about it and I tried to be nice to Heidi and be like, I love her and stream her music, but like this wig is terrible. And then everybody in the there was this one girl, she went on stories and she like tagged me really big and she's like, Spencer, you need to see what he's saying about your wife. And she went on all these rants about me and I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah, the Spidey fans were not happy with me, but I was like, but I like them, but like this was a miss.
My thing is, Heidi knows how to dress. I don't think she's a bad dresser.
No.
At least like not consistently, like genuinely. When you think of people who are bad dressers, you're like, okay, consistently, I've seen you do a bad job on these carpets.
Yeah.
But Heidi knows what she's doing, and at the very least, she'll be like conservative in how she's dressing.
Conservative.
Conservative in multiple ways, maybe, but conservative in how she's dressing. And this time, like, she really wanted to stand out and it worked for her. I think they're just trying to make headlines in any way that they can. I'm sticking to that, okay?
Yeah.
I hear you.
I
Put your
agree
feet in
that was
there.
their intention. And my thing is the execution is what failed.
Intent
And they were
versus
too
impact.
far deep to go in.
Yeah.
They couldn't pull back at that point. They just had to lean in and own it.
This is not
But
helping,
at
obviously.
the end of the day, I blame Lauren Conrad. She's behind it.
Well, the
She should have walked
AMAs,
out with the black tears streaming down her face.
the Ask Me Anythings is asking
That one made
Heidi
headlines.
Montag about the wig
Yeah. Immediately.
immediately. The numbers for this award show, though, it was gone for almost 2 years. This was supposed to be its moment to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It came back.
Did it?
And how'd the numbers do?
Not
Well,
that.
Paramount Plus didn't make it easy.
Back up to that original
Is
thought.
that where you watched it on Paramount Plus?
That was the only place you could, isn't it? Or CBS?
Okay, so you had to have the Hulu live stream package. You could either do that or going to Paramount Plus with, what was it?
Showtime.
Yes.
Girl, like, be so for real. I don't have either of those.
That's the only time I go to X and I look up a VPN from another country and I watch and I stream it on my TV. And so the only time I get on X is an award show for a VPN.
See, they need to learn how to be better about like stream it on YouTube and stream it on X and stream it on all the platforms that people stream things because then they'll watch it. You'll get so much more viewers. You won't get the subscribers on Paramount Plus. But guess what? Nobody's fucking subscribing to Paramount Plus. Okay, that's my. I know that's later in the show. That's my. Stop trying to make Paramount Plus happen. All of them.
This
they
is Zack's
need
agent.
to stop.
Paramount Plus deals have all stopped due to comments
Nobody
made.
watches Paramount Plus.
It's interesting how you can watch an entire red carpet for a show on YouTube and then you can't watch the actual show.
What are we talking
I'm like, you got me hooked in,
about?
but like now you're gonna make me fumble a little bit. So it happens.
Yeah. That was one that pissed me off. I will join you in your 1 minute rant later on.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, we have a couple things going on in our music. Obviously, the AMAs were like very music heavy. It took up most of our music headline.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, legacy acts came through and whatnot. I'm curious if you all have been keeping up with the Kendrick and SZA tour because there was a big moment that came out. What was it? Friday? Saturday?
I think it was
No.
Saturday.
What? I don't know. I saw it.
Yeah. Bieber
She's like, I know.
Yeah. And
Okay,
Bieber
so-
on stage, yeah.
I want to break this down. I feel like you're a Bieber fan.
I like Bieber.
you have Bieber fever?
I wouldn't say I was never a girly with crazy Bieber fever.
When you say Bieber fever, like poster child, like above the bed.
I didn't have any of that. I was a
Cool.
what? I was a Joe Bros
Justin
girl.
Timberlake? Oh.
No, too old for me.
You're like,
sorry.
back me out of that narrative.
I was a Joe Bros girly.
That
Through and
fits.
through.
That fits.
Wait,
Yeah.
which Joe?
Okay,
Which
at
bro?
the time, I was
Bonus
a Nick
Jonas?
girl.
Nick. Oh.
No, and then now I'm a Joe girl.
Wait, who's the bonus Jonas?
Frankie.
Yeah.
Too young. That'd be
But
crazy.
so is
Kevin.
Kevin.
Wait, what? Kevin is not the bonus Jonas.
yeah. Well, he can be.
Well, I feel like some of our
he
mutuals.
knows the band.
Is Hannah? Hannah's a Justin fan. No,
She has Bieber fever.
I wouldn't probably.
I feel
wouldn't
like-
put it past
I don't
her.
know. I just don't know who's like a Bieber fan anymore. And we all had like this time where we're like Justin Bieber.
I'm a Bieber
Right.
fan.
I think we're all Bieber fans.
Yeah. Listen, and I do love Baby Baby Baby.
Oh yes, of course. I think it's just one baby, but yes.
No,
Yes.
he says baby. But
the title of the song is called Baby.
Oh.
So this moment, the only reason I'm asking is because if you know the lore of Justin and what he said, this was a very off-kiltered thing with obviously what's been happening lately. Justin said he doesn't like performing. He doesn't like
Oh, yeah.
touring. He has said in the past, and that's me as like a mid-tier fan. I remember at one point it was between Ariana and Justin tickets. My friend and I were like, should we buy a ticket? And we bought Ariana, and then Ariana canceled. Or one of them canceled. Either way, they both canceled their sets. So like I never saw Justin live. And so when this happened over the weekend for Kendrick and SZA, everyone's like, is that Justin?
Yeah.
Like, number one, he's on stage. Not something we expected. Number two, he wasn't singing whatsoever. And so people were like, was this supposed to be a feature? Was this supposed to be just like him as a surprise cameo?
Wait, what do you mean he wasn't singing? Was he not?
They had a backtrack on. I mean, well, so that it's not fair to say he wasn't. He was trying, and they did have his backtrack playing.
Well, maybe I misspoke. All I saw were clips of him not singing and him
No, he
with
was
SZA.
singing.
He was? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought I saw him singing.
Yeah,
Redacted.
he was singing. So I think this was meant to be like a surprise cameo. They were probably unconfirmed until the very last minute because that's how these things usually happen. They're like, we're going to have Justin. If we don't have him, we're not going to promote him. But if we do have him, let's have everything set up for him to go. I think he agreed to do it last minute. We know that he's been teasing potential new music. And then we see him on stage and people are completely torn. There's like the, you know, people based in reality. And then there's the delusional people that are like, oh, Bieber was just feeling himself. And I was like, no, guys. Bieber, we see him very clearly. He has the moment where he's delivering his lines, but then he drops the mic and he continues to sing and he kind of seems very in the moment, but you can just tell his eyes are really small, his face is beet red, and he starts to do what they call the Fenty fold, which I live in downtown LA. I've seen the
You can say
Fenty
it.
fold a number of times. It's
Not
where
Rihanna Fenty?
No, not Rihanna Fenty.
okay.
When you have a little too much fentanyl, and then your body starts to kind of just like
Stop.
and that's when you see SZA
I'm
come.
so educated.
And she puts her hand up and she embraces him and she's trying to bring him back into reality. It's very obvious that he's high. And he's singing, but he doesn't have the microphone. His microphone is down here and he's singing and you can tell he's just not present with whatever's happening on stage.
Oh my god!
I saw a bunch of
these
people
videos.
who were like, SZA's trying to
Help him.
protect whatever's
Yeah.
going on right now.
Yeah.
And it obviously faded out, I think, to black, or like it cut off at some point. Like they maybe, I think, went down on like their platform. But that's like the clip I saw is like this last part of the performance. Everyone's like, what? Octo buddy, what just happened? And so that clip has been making its rounds.
Yeah.
And I saw this one comment, which doesn't sit well with me, but someone's like, Justin's having his Britney moment. And I was like,
Don't
that's,
say that.
don't,
Okay.
they're very
He's to-
different.
He's totally singing, but his microphone is down there.
Oh.
And you can see him, and she pulls him back up, and
Yeah.
you look at his smile on his face. He's totally zoned out.
Oh.
Like, it's so sad to watch, and she's trying to keep the show going, and you can tell she just has like the greatest empathy for him in that moment because she sees what's happening.
Oh my god, this is giving me chills.
Look at-
because
see?
I was at a wedding this weekend,
And
so I
he's-
didn't pay the
You're
most
like, I missed this
attention.
part.
Yeah.
No, it was just
See, and
perplexing.
He's singing, but the microphone is down.
Or he's just mouthing her lyrics or her.
No, he's literally, Andy, you're lying to yourself if you don't see him.
I'm trying to get benefit of the doubt. He's singing something.
He's singing his song because if you listen to the audio, you have his backtrack that's playing, but it's not in sync with what he's mouthing. He's literally singing.
I will say his outfit looks really good.
But look at that look right there. That smile on his face, that's the
Andy
heroin
just trying
high.
to be positive.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
Libra.
like think of like, okay, you know, because here's my thought behind the scenes. As a stage manager, someone would have been like, you don't look good. We're not going to put you on stage.
But
So-
no, not musicians. That like never happens.
Yeah.
They just let the show go on,
Yeah.
you know?
Good point.
I
Points were
thought
made.
the bigger deal was going to be about him like kissing SZA's hand and acting close with her. And I feel like no one even cared about that. I didn't personally care. I was just like, whatever,
didn't
like
care.
lean into it. But yeah, that's a tough watch.
It's rough, and I think he was probably nervous about going on stage. He doesn't do it
Sure.
often. He doesn't like performing. I'm sure someone convinced him that this was a good idea, you know, and it's also just, you know, questions who he has around him. We've seen a lot of people leave his life.
Right.
We saw his business partner, Scooter, left, and then his business partner who had the clothing line with him also came out and left and said that he believes that Justin's now that he's part of this new church, that he believes that he's locked in a cult. There are the rumors with
It's
Hailey
a lot.
Bieber, and she's, you know, draining all his money, and it's, I don't know, it's crazy.
Okay, but what did you think of her interview?
Which one?
The Vogue one from last week, I want to say.
Wasn't that like just
Was it
text,
2 weeks ago?
right?
No, the one where she had her witch potion. Oh my god, did you guys not see this?
Did I miss
heard
it?
about it.
Okay, she
Tell
leaned
me.
into that 7-part series where they were like, Hailey's been plotting to marry Justin
Yeah.
since she was
Oh,
12
that
years
thing.
old. And she was like, and this right here is my little witch tincture that a witch made for me to make a young Canadian artist fall in love with me. And my dad put me in contact with her. Thanks, Dad. Like, I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
But you're like, was she serious? No.
No, all my comment section is like, oh my god, she's being so serious. I can't believe this. I'm like, you guys have no funny bone. We
But
get it.
also, have you gone down the TikTok conspiracy theory of
Yes,
her
of
copying
course.
Selena?
Yes, of course.
I don't buy it.
It's so silly.
I don't think she was
Silly's my
trying to
favorite
copy.
word.
I literally do not think she was trying to copy Selena. Like, I just, like, the clips that they show of her mimicking Selena are, like, very, like, general
Dumb.
statements. Yeah, like, a general statement that, like, is, like, a casually used term. And the video clips are, like, 8 years apart.
Yeah,
and it's, like...
oh, she did a Get Ready With Me in the same week that Selena did a Get Ready With Me, Rel original. It's so dumb. I
dumb.
think there might be parts of,
There are similarities.
yeah, maybe
There's some overlap.
maybe
I will
just
give it
have
that.
moments, because I think people with an ex, if you happen to be, or like your current boyfriend's ex, maybe you're like a jealous girly and you subconsciously do it, you subconsciously copy them. Maybe there were moments of that, but I don't think it was something that she's been brewing since she was like 12 years old.
I want to see that witch potion though.
Although, did you see the DMs that she used to send
No.
To
to
Justin?
other Justin Bieber fan accounts?
What would she send?
She was like, do you know where Justin's going to be? Which hotel is he going to be at? And then she would like wait at them.
I love you're like,
So-
it's fine. She didn't actually do this. But did you hear about the DMs?
But actually, it might be.
She's
slightly
like, I am
possible.
at Caesar's Palace waiting for JLo and Justin to arrive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What
it's
a time.
crazy.
Wow. I love that little rabbit hole we just went down on.
Sorry.
Well,
Love that.
we have a little fun segment on here called Big Things We Aren't Talking About. It allows you to get something off your chest, something just to rant about. Zach, do you have anything today? Do you want me to start this off since we have like a nice little guest here?
What
not
is
me.
it? Big things we what?
Big things we aren't
Can
talking
fit in
about.
our mouth.
That too. That's what you. So many
Big-
people message me about that clip, by the way, about
What
that
clip?
that big mouth clip. They're like, "We're at the premiere of Big Mouth," and you're like, "You have one of those." Everyone's like, "I was about to say it," and Zach beat me to it.
Big things that we don't talk about. Paramount Plus.
And
I gave you my rant.
you're like, "I'm not going to say it again. No more Paramount Plus."
No, make it stop.
I feel like this week I've been so
60
frustrated.
seconds who?
60 seconds? No, 10 seconds done. I feel like this week I've just been so like irked at home when I've had this long weekend when you're like, oh my God, I have time to do my shit, to like recharge things. I have been so pissed every time I'm like picking up some device in my house. I'm like, where is the charger? What charger is it? I thought we passed a USB-C universal whatever. Why are we always on 4 different chargers?
It pisses me off.
I have my iPad charger, and then someone's like, do you have this old iPhone charger? I'm like, which old iPhone charger? The old one or the older one?
Okay, no one has the old one, Andy. That's a bit of a stretch.
Okay, but
Someone
the
asked me
MacBook
once.
laptop chargers,
There's 15.
that's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, when are we going to get around to this? And I order something new in the mail. It has a different input, and I just go, I'm done. I want to return this. I want to unsubscribe. I want to like just I sit with 15 cables at home and I cry.
How have we not reached a point of having a universal charger when there's like universal remote controllers?
And then Apple's like, just kidding, we updated it.
I have to buy so many of the connectors.
Yeah.
Like my laptop, I have to have all the connectors because now USBs are not a thing anymore. And then you have the USB end for the tip for the phone, and then some of them have
the tip.
And then some of them have the other USB, or some of them have the USB
or the lightning.
C. Yeah, the lightning. Yeah, I can't.
Hey, I'm done.
Because then they're all mixed up and you never know what works with what. And then you need adapters everywhere you go.
Yeah.
We should just get rid of technology.
My old AirPods, Lightning. My new phone, USB-C. And then you get the adapters, and then Apple's like, just kidding, we've updated them all for you to update them again in 6 years.
I know. I think they finally outlawed that. Apple can't do that anymore.
I'd like them not to.
That became
Finally,
a thing.
a law I can get behind.
About time.
Yeah.
About time. Well, girl,
Priorities.
I think the platform is yours. If you have something you have that's big we're not talking about on your chest.
I don't even know if mine is like fully fleshed out, but basically, so I've been taking acting classes, right?
I thought you were going to say Adderall. I was like...
I've been taking Adderall, right? No, I've been taking acting classes. And I just strongly believe that in your late 20s and your 30s, you should apply yourself to take up hobbies that you haven't done earlier in life because like maybe you couldn't afford them. Maybe you were trying to get a start on your career, whatever it might be.
Money.
Yeah, whatever. And I feel like ever since I started telling people, oh, I golf now. Oh, I take acting classes. I've actually golfed my whole life, but people just never saw these videos. But the attitude that I get from people when I tell them that I'm doing these things.
That you're a golfer?
Yeah, where they're like, oh, you're a golfer now? Did your fiance get you into that? Oh, LA got you. You want to be an actress now? And I'm like, how about you just like ask me about the craft instead? Or how about you try something new?
Okay, don't say the craft when you're talking about acting.
It is a craft. I will say it. Okay, I think it's so cool.
That's what made me drop out of acting in college. Is people would call it the craft and take it so seriously.
Oh my God, I live for it. It's so cool to me. But it makes me mad because I'm always getting judged from people who have literally not picked up a new hobby since they were like 12 years old. And I'm like, how about you try something new? That's the
what
point.
it is. It's insecurity.
Every time.
They don't do anything new with their own lives, and their lives are so fucking boring that all they have to do is rant about Heidi Montag's wig.
Heidi Montag's mig.
Heidi Montag's mig.
Heidi Montag.
Nailed that delivery.
Heidi Montag's mig. My new shirt.
I mean, actually, to be fair, looking at it, it sounds right.
It's about the craft. Well,
it's about the craft.
The art of the craft. Do you like acting classes?
I love it. Stop it right now.
You jumped on that mic so hard.
I'm like,
you shifted your posture.
I've been dying to talk about this. No.
I've been dying to talk about how I pay $2.95 for a 2-hour session.
I've been doing it since last year. Oops, sorry. I've been doing it for like 6 months or so. I grew up always wanting to do it, but I was so afraid. And I feel like now I can afford to do it. I have enough confidence to pursue it. There's a couple of people in my class who are like early 20s, and that part I'm like, damn, I wish I would have started sooner. But it's still so cool to just like take something up at whatever time you can, you know?
You're right, bitch.
Yeah. See, I tried taking acting classes in college.
You already acted
I got a D. I act like a bitch every day. I did well. No, I got a D, but it's because I was not good at like following the technicalities of acting. So when I had to perform a scene, I always in my head did really well because I always made the class laugh. I was always very entertaining in a scene, but I guess you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to focus on like the technicalities and certain things. Yeah. And so the teacher didn't like me, but it's fine because it led me to doing stand-up, and I did stand-up for a couple years, which ultimately led to the podcast. And I loved doing stand-up. That was really fun, but it was like, I can be on a stage and I can make people laugh, and I know how to like set up and deliver a joke, but like, I don't want to pretend to be somebody else. I'm too good at being myself.
I love that.
Damn. No, I told people I was starting writing stand-up. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to have some time. Or it's like, oh my God. Like what made you? I'm like, I've been writing. Like, let me write. No
Yeah.
one inspired me to do this. No one said you should pursue something different.
I know, they just look at you weird. And they're like, you should be starting a family right now. You should be focusing elsewhere.
Don't
and
talk
I'm
about
like,
my uterus
You can
like
do
that.
it all.
girl, I can do it all. And whenever I want to.
Flash the
okay?
ring. You're like, I got a man.
I'm getting there eventually.
You can act and have a baby at the same time.
Right. Margot Robbie's doing it.
Yeah.
Now.
Act a fool, girl.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that are foolish, I also have a fun story for our segment we haven't gotten to in a minute. And our weird stories and our what the fuck is that moment. I love to search the internet for random ass
Porn.
stories and porn. And I thought you all would love to hear about this stupid little incident. And I have a
could.
lot of questions about it. So
Okay.
this article is from people.com. Title says, man's hand gets stuck under train armrest while reaching for AirPods.
Ooh.
And let me tell you the lore of this story. So there was a man, a passenger in Germany. This is why we didn't hear this in the US. I feel like we eat this shit up in the US. There was a passenger on a train who lost AirPods. Now, I think we all can say we've like lost things,
Yes, of
try to like
course.
shove our hand.
Oh.
So this passenger reached behind on the train into the fold of the seat and got trapped there to the point that their hand became so swollen that they couldn't actually remove it. And so the person was looking for their AirPods and they got stuck for 90 minutes while the train is in motion. First of all, can you imagine getting your hand stuck and be like, I can't move? Number two, the train is just moving and you're missing your stops, stop after stop after stop.
Oh, yeah.
So this got so bad that the fire department had to come and they had to get a new train. So they swapped out the train somehow. And they said
Take one off the track and just put a new one on.
you just build a bear, you know? And you think it's going to be easy, right? No, they couldn't use their jaws of life, you know, machine almost because it would have caused too much damage. And eventually they got the person out. Don't know how he's doing
Was
now.
that his arm?
Don't know how he's doing now. But they said he was so swollen that like it caused him to go to the hospital.
Wow. But did he get the
no.
AirPods?
Yeah.
These are
Because
the questions.
otherwise, that's not worth it.
Right. What's the point of the story?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the questions. So many questions I have from this story and we
Hello,
don't have answers.
people. We need to know the rest of the story. Also, how are firefighters so like multi-dimensional? They're multi-hyphenates. What's that word? They're
Yeah.
multi-hyphenates?
Yeah.
Because they're over here putting out fires, saving cats, and trying to save people's arms.
I agree.
They like help if a ring gets caught on you.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you
had
they're
that?
great. I had a whole bunch of firefighters in my apartment building yesterday and
Just
I
for
loved
fun?
it. No, they were doing some sort of drill. And I was
Porn?
like, can you guys not? But also like, it's okay.
Was it porn?
No.
Were they real firefighters?
Yeah.
I think so. They
Did
had a
you
giant
ask-
fire truck outside.
Oh,
so
that
I'm
could be a
assuming
prop.
it was real.
You know,
Imagine, that's like real commitment.
you can rent a police car for the day.
The budget was real big.
SeanCody.com.
It was a mom talk
upgrade.
budget. It was a Chippendales.
Have you all finished, speaking of, in our watcher skip, I've finished The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I haven't started.
Season 1 or season 2?
No, I finished season 1. I'm dying to watch season 2. I
So
just
much
had a few
better.
things I had to get finished first.
So much better.
Really? And I love season 1.
So much better than season 1. It's so yummy.
Yeah.
Like the
I've heard it's
drama
amazing.
and the exposition, like everything, the falling action, the rising action, all of it.
So yeah, for our segment Watch or Skip, we say watch or skip the show, but sometimes we throw in a review. I will say, Secret Lives, you have outdone yourself. Like you
Yeah.
have pregnancy, you have girl fight, you have husband fight, you have potential cheating, you have cliffhangers.
Do we like Jen? What's the consensus?
I don't know if I want to give anything away for you because you haven't seen
Oh.
it.
Do what you can.
Do what you can with that.
I like Jen. The audience is torn over Jen.
Huh.
I personally like Jen.
So I might not like Jen because I feel like I
Probably.
tend to have an
Yeah.
opposite opinion.
Yeah.
than
You know, I have a feeling you're not going to like Jen. And it's okay because I don't know. I view reality TV very differently. And that's why I dislike and like certain people. And I
Yeah.
don't like when other people come into seasons and plot things and try to manipulate the audience into liking or disliking somebody. And I feel like that happened a lot this season.
I feel like I picked up on a lot of voiceovers or like confessionals. You know how a lot of reality
Oh.
TV, they alter the
Yes.
confessionals to like have the clips kind of match up to say like, well, I never really liked Jess. And you hear the intonation just change and you're like, okay, what's real and what's not? So this season for me,
You heard a lot of that?
Jen and Zack, I'm like, I don't know where I stand with you guys.
Interesting.
I don't know. We're on different sides of this couch, shared sectional thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys tend to be.
Usually.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I liked it. I binged it so fast.
Yeah, I'm starting
And,
tonight.
and the cliffhanger they left us on, I'll watch season 3.
Of course. I'm also friends with the producer on that show. And so she always lets me know, like, when they first started filming, when they're finishing up, if she's going back, that sort of thing. She can't give me too much tea.
Too much too fast.
Because NDA.
Oh, that too.
Also for that reason. But yeah, I will be picking her brain to figure out when they're starting season 3. Did they already start?
They already finished it.
Oh, okay.
They just finished.
I obviously haven't asked her in a minute.
It's also wild to go back when these shows are happening, when you go through drama they have on the show and then you watch like the clips on social from before that are like 6 months ago, a year ago, and then people revisit these social posts and they're like, I'm on this post right now because of what happened in episode 6. I'm checking up on these messages to see if the girls actually commented on this post.
No, and then I kind of, you can't fully feel bad for a reality star because they sign themselves up for it, but I do sometimes feel a little bad that they have to like relive these negative stories that happened in their lives so long ago.
Yeah.
I always love the producer moment too, where someone's like, I'm bringing out this prop because I think it'd be fun. It's like, some producers like bring out the truth box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dildo from last season.
No, but there's like a really mean game that they play in this season.
Which one?
Oh no.
Well, I mean, I don't think this is much of a spoiler, but there's
the truth box?
No, the pregnancy game.
Oh, the pregnancy game.
Because 2 of them are obviously pregnant now, and you can see because they have giant bellies on the press tour. But so there was a game where one of them, she talks about her fertility issues and she's struggling to get pregnant. And then this one girl, she's the dumb one, Layla, she comes out and she's just like, hey guys, I have which is totally, you can tell, is a total producer plan of like, let's play this game. Because obviously the producers know this is before anyone knew anyone was pregnant or not. But they film the pregnancy reveal, each of them in their individual scenes, but the group doesn't know who's pregnant or not. So then Layla comes down and she's like, let's play the random pregnancy game. And we're all gonna pee. Yeah, pregnancy roulette. We're all gonna pee on a stick.
Wait, can I ask you, do girls actually do this?
No, that's not a real pregnancy roulette.
Take pregnancy.
No. Should we play next time I come
I'll
on?
play.
Well, each bring a pregnancy
I just didn't know. I've seen it in so many like scripted shows. Like, let's take a pregnancy test just to see. And I'm like, well,
This
there's
is
like girl behavior.
They're also expensive, I think.
I've never.
How much is a pregnancy test?
I don't know. I know Plan
Like
B is
15
50.
bucks.
What?
I know Plan B is 50. I assume pregnancy would be like 30.
I'd pay it.
Like 20? You would pay to pee on a stick? You can't get pregnant.
No, I mean like if I need to
for
know,
fun.
it's 50. If you're gonna catch like I missed my period, like take it.
Yeah.
But pregnancy roulette is not a real thing.
But no, pregnancy roulette. No.
Which is what, again, the producers had to have planted that because they knew that 2 of the women were secretly pregnant, hadn't told the group yet, and this was going to be the moment. But the sad part was one of the other girls has fertility issues and talks about her fertility issues.
Yeah, that's
and then
sad.
she starts crying because then she realizes 2 of the other girls are pregnant, but you don't know who because you pee on a stick, you put all the tests in a bucket, and then you pull one out and see.
I'm also wondering if they had a sponsorship.
Probably
they did for
with
Poppy.
Clear Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, because they. Oh, yeah, no, they
Oh.
didn't have a Poppy one.
Oh, well, why'd
Yeah,
they
for
show
Clear
Poppy
Blue,
so many
exactly,
times?
my
Clear
thought.
Blue.
That's
There
what I
was
was
another.
thinking
There
about.
was one. I did catch some of the sponsorship. I thought Poppy was one of them.
Poppy
but
was in a fridge. They had a whole night where they had Poppy,
Oh, well,
and then the
then them
entire
too, yeah.
the
No,
soda
but
truck coming around was Poppy for the Los Angeles premiere. I'm pretty sure they
It
had a
had
Poppy.
to have been then, I think.
I don't think. I thought. I don't know.
Anyway.
How many sponsorships can you find?
They do have quite a few sponsorships. You catch the clear product placement.
Yeah.
Which
how do you feel about that? Sometimes I get annoyed.
Episode 1 was very much an obvious, like we're going to an influencer event, and they all happen to go to this like very niche cowboy themed event for this clothing line, and that's like episode 1 that they all happen to go there, and then you're promoting the influencer event that they all just happen to be invited to.
I don't know. I loved the gift that Demi got in the end at the Christmas party. That was my favorite. It was
I forgot.
I need to go watch.
Jay-Z hair.
Oh yeah, jizz hair.
Jizz hair. Love you.
Her brand.
Yes. No. Well, that's a review on Secret Lives without giving too much away. Has there been anything that you've been watching that's like a good review?
Yes. Well, have either of you watched Sirens or Overcompensating?
No.
Overcompensating.
Oh, yes. Overcompensating.
Slap.
I watched it. It was so good.
Slap. My boyfriend started Sirens.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good. I feel like not many people have watched Sirens. That's
No.
why I'm like, everyone is posting about overcompensating right now. So I would hope most people have
Yes.
at least started it at this point. But I loved Overcompensating.
Killed.
Sirens, I read a script a few months ago in an acting class, actually. Oh my God, we did it! You're taking an acting class.
She's an actress
Shut
now, guys.
up.
Wait, are you an actor or an actress?
I feel like I would introduce myself as an actress.
Oh, controversial.
Is it? Is that bad? Are people? Because I have noticed this. I haven't like fallen into the drama of it all yet.
The lore. The craft.
Because everyone wants to be considered an actor.
An actor.
Don't
now.
gender me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll change my mind in like 2 months. There's a lot going on over here.
You're like, I'm just trying to plan a wedding.
I'm
The
just
deeper
trying to
into the
figure it
craft
out.
she gets, then she's gonna get it.
100%. I'm gonna cut my hair off next week.
I thought you were going to say something else. And I was like,
Great,
Cut my-
Bob.
Anyways.
She's gonna serve Bob. She's
gonna
like,
serve brown
Heidi
wig.
Montag Bob.
Heidi Montag
100%.
Mig.
Heidi Montag Mig. But Sirens, I had really high hopes for it, really high expectations. I was obsessed with the script,
Sucked.
and it was not as good as I thought. I don't the accent.
Oh.
That's how you know.
Acting
Ow.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just comes
Jumped
out.
at me.
There's also a really big age gap between. Well, not big. It's 10 years between Millie Alcock and Megan Fahey, and they're supposed to be sisters.
Yeah.
And they just look like way further apart than that because Millie looks 12.
I mean,
So it didn't really, it was like kind of throwing me off the whole time. And there were moments where the script felt really cheesy. They changed some of the lines. So I would still watch it because I like those types of shows personally. But I would watch Overcompensating first.
Overcompensating was great.
Yeah, it was so good.
yeah. I mean, I need to take a break from like how many things I'm watching. I watched Final
Right.
Destination over the weekend
Oh,
just for fun.
The
So-
OG?
love
No,
those.
number 2. I rewatched the log truck one.
The third one was my
The roller
first
coaster?
introduction. Yes, of course.
I watched the intro for that. I was like showing my boyfriend. I was like, this is the really cheesy roller coaster. And we're only watching this death scene and then nothing else.
Yeah. Isn't that the one with the tanning bed too?
Yeah.
Ah,
See,
I've never gone in one.
Do you want to hear a funny? I've got Final Destination. I rented it as a kid, not knowing what it was.
Ooh.
My dad let me rent it at Blockbuster because it had a roller coaster on it. And I was like, roller coaster, great. My dad comes in during the tanning booth scene where the girls have their, you know what's out.
Oh.
Tits out.
And he's like, what are you watching? I'm like, that movie, You Got Me. And this is when I very much knew I'm a flaming homosexual because those did nothing for me. I was just like, get back to the roller coaster. Like, get me back to what I rented this movie for. My
You're
dad
like,
watched
this
the whole
is
time with me, though. After that, he was locked in.
Ah!
And I was like, this is uncomfortable.
You're like, I don't want you watching this. Come
No.
at your
I was
eyes.
like, stop it, Dad. I'm 12.
Not the D voice.
Stop it, Dad.
Stop it, Dad.
We have some couples news to end out our episode of this podcast also. Speaking of couples, a couple things that have come full circle in our year. Number one, we finally got an update for Hugh Jackman, which we talked about Hugh Jackman
Yay.
in our
On
very
the
first
pilot
recording, pilot
yeah.
episode here.
Whoa.
And it's
And his beard.
it's official. Deborah and I almost said Deborah Vance.
Oh,
Wrong
Oh,
series.
she's the one that looks like Brene Brown.
Yeah. Remember Evan's like the updo.
What is his thing with old ladies?
So they have officially filed.
Deborah. Can we talk about the way she
Deborah.
spells her name?
Oh, yes.
Deborah.
Deborah.
Why?
Deborah Lee Furness. She is the one who's officially filing for divorce 2 years after they announced the breakup. So then a year ago, almost, they were announcing they're separating, and now they're officially filing.
We need a play-by-play.
We need a play-by-play.
Divorce.
I mean, I just find this, the reason I put this in here because we talked about her updo on the pilot, and I'm
She
like,
looks like Brene Brown.
I thought we filed already.
Yeah, I don't know how we were still married for the last 2 years when he's been making out with Sutton Foster in parking lots.
Younger.
I just hear that divorces take forever. Is that the
Yes.
proper way to pluralize
Divorces,
it?
but not filing or filing for divorce.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Filing's pretty quick.
It's the filing
You're just like-
portion that they just said.
She just
Yeah.
filed.
Okay, yeah, that's
A
interesting.
judge just has to sign off on it. But like, it can take a while. I remember my mom's been divorced a few times, but like the separation, you figure out who
Your
owns what.
face.
You're like judgment. But when it comes to filing, it's like it can be held up. I don't know how long. Depends on the case and situation. Who's owning the house, kids, custody. That's what can go back and forth for a while. They have
that's the divorce process. The filing is literally just the paperwork.
Are we sure?
Mike
Have you been
Wazowski.
divorced?
No, but I've covered enough celebrity divorces that I know that they're not. It's the divorce It's after you file that then you have
So
to
they're
go.
still not divorced.
technically.
No, she just filed, so we're just starting the process now. It took her 2 years to file. Imagine how long this fucking divorce is gonna
Slap
last.
that clock. Well, in cases of people not getting divorced, we have an update on Jojo Siwa.
Oh, Jojo Siwa.
Oh, Jojo Siwa. Who says that? Was that you two who said that? Say that? So no. I know it's the Philly guy.
Yes.
That's who says it. The Philly
The
TikToker.
grandma.
I love them. Jojo Siwa.
Yeah, because that's how she pronounced it. That's where I got it from. But now that's how I
no. I felt that in my sternum. Like, so you want to cover this one? You put it in here.
Yeah, she's dating but not dating Chris Hughes. And she says that he's not her boyfriend, even though she just was caught making out with him very obviously at the airport.
Mhm.
Which airport?
I don't know.
Did they find their AirPods there?
But she was looking for her AirPods in his tonsils. And then she got stuck.
Oh.
At
For 90
TSA.
minutes.
Yeah. And then things were swelling.
Not for context. Refer to the previous story we talked about. I just keep playing back JoJo's interview
With Mickey Rourke?
at Epic Universe, where they're asking JoJo about like Chris, and she's just like, yeah, and it's like, well, we all saw Big Brother. We all saw the clips. We all seen how you've been
Yeah.
interacting. Like now everyone's
We
gonna
saw her
ask you about it.
relationship end.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
her girlfriend yelled at her at the finale party.
Yes, the rap
They got
party.
in a fight. Yeah.
Do you ever confuse finale and like reunion? Because I do that a lot by chance.
he
I say
always
the
does that.
wrong words.
He always
No.
says that. Nobody does that but you.
Just
It's not a common
Andy
thing that
things.
happens. He always mixes those words
I
up.
want them to date. I kind of like it.
Do you think that they're dating?
Yeah.
They're cuddling and kissing
I
and
think
doing all
that
the
they're
things.
at the stage of dating, but they don't want to, like, when I'm dating, or when
When you're dating Jojo
It's been a
Siwa.
long time since I've dated anyone.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, before I would be official with someone,
Try it
I
out.
wouldn't tell them that I was.
You have a
I wouldn't
90-day
tell
return
anyone-
policy.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
wouldn't
pair of
tell anyone
shoes.
that I was dating them until we were official. So I
Yeah.
think that they are dating, but they're not official.
Yes, because that's a difference. So that's a big conversation, though, is dating and being in a relationship. Because technically, like, this is the issue when you're single, is it's like, I think of the term
Oh, you're
dating.
an expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert at dating, just not committing. But there's a dating period, and the dating period does not mean you're in the exclusive period.
Right.
You're in the dating period. So you're going on dates with maybe the potential of it going somewhere. And then when you're exclusive with somebody, then you're in a relationship.
Right. But
Do you ever have the people though who skipped like we're in a relationship, like I'm just not seeing anybody else, and you're like, okay, so we're in this weird window of
I think
gray
it's so
sale rack
silly.
area.
Yeah.
right? I think it's silly. I think it's dumb.
It's silly.
It's so silly.
I'm like, you're gonna try it on, like what? We weren't fucking other people,
Do
and
you
now
guys
you're
watch
just telling
Summer
me.
House?
Yeah.
That one I watch. Do you watch Summer House?
No.
The one I watch. Come on. But anyways, Jesse and Lexi. Wait, Jesse?
Yeah.
Why does that
Jesse
not even sound
Solomon.
right? Yeah. They were getting on my.
Yeah, I watch the
nerves
photos.
about
I
that.
keep up on the
You
socials.
watch the photos?
Did you
I
see
watched the photos.
He hooked up with Erica Jane.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Did you
Oh.
know that Erica Jane sat right in this very studio that we're sitting in?
No, we're in studio, the second studio.
Did
We
you know
weren't in
Erica
this
Jane was
studio.
in this building? I rewatched that interview, and I'm always like, they both have come so far.
Oh.
You were blonde.
I
She was broke.
blonde. Yeah.
Was it a wig?
No, it was
Your
real.
blonde wig?
Heidi
Oh,
Montag.
no.
Heidi
I've
Montag
considered
Mig.
it though.
Was she wearing a Heidi Montag Mig?
The Heidi Montag
Montag
Mig.
Mig.
One time you slip up, it's
They know
never
the
gonna
title
come
of
back.
this episode.
Heidi Montag Mig.
Yeah. Well, they slept together? I saw that headline.
Who?
Erica
Jesse,
Jane
Lexi?
and Jesse
Oh.
Jesse Solomon. And he
think
was
I did
also
see that,
just
actually.
in People's
Sexiest.
most eligible reality stars.
Wait, they changed their
Based
list?
on that love bombing?
There's a
or...
new one. No, I think that was just separate. It's Jesse Solomon, Carl Radke. Do you like Carl, yay or nay?
Nay.
I love Carl. Oh my
Looks
God.
wise, if maybe, you know, when they say the personality's just not it, I'd be like, looks wise, Sure.
Jesse or Carl?
Carl.
Carl, yeah. You
Don't
know.
even.
How? Okay,
Smash
who?
or pass.
I thought
Kyle
Jesse
Cook?
was more attractive. I don't find any of the men
Jax
on this
Taylor?
show attractive.
Like, who's your... Okay,
No.
well, no, the guy... So it was Jesse
No,
Solomon.
I hate
it
this
was
game.
Carl Radke. It was Tom Schwartz.
Oh.
Are you playing like...
It was Shep
Wait,
Rose.
I'm realizing the options here are terrible.
Shep Rose, and then two
I think
other random
Jesse
guys.
it would be the most attractive.
You guys are yelling, and I'm
Jesse
like, when did-
Solomon, yeah, is
you're
the
like a
most
Bravo
attractive of the
show.
options, yeah. Carl Radke,
But
too. I
not
think Carl
based on his love bombing.
Schwartz, he's cute.
Wait, can
He's very tall.
Can I interject?
too
How
much
do we go
about
from
Carl.
Jojo Siwa to Summer House?
Because exclusivity.
Oh yeah, people at Bravo are not good at that. Yeah, I mean, the silence of the room is deafening. But if you're gonna date somebody and you're a celebrity and everyone's trying them out, especially in all these reality shows and whatnot, it's like, well, you gave us a snippet. Everyone wants some more.
Yeah. Well, also like keep it hidden. Do a little better job at that. Like they're
I
making
think
out
they like
in
the
front of
attention,
people.
is what
Yeah,
it
of
is. They
course
like
do.
the attention. That's why they're making out at the airport.
Are
And
we still
that's why
talking
they're
about
like,
Summer House or the
No,
Jojo.
because they like
Jojo.
attention too.
they're cuddling on the couch and posting selfies. They like the attention and they like the fodder.
JoJo's much like Heidi and Spencer
Yeah.
also, where she will do a lot of things for clicks and she's very smart at that and she will lean into it. And another person I've also interviewed, she was actually a really fun interview. And
Did she stomp?
yeah,
Jojo?
I filmed a video with her. But you ever have those people where you just like gain way more respect for them?
Yeah.
Because you guys interview people all the time.
Yeah.
So you gain way more respect for them after you
I
speak
interviewed
with
JoJo
them.
too, and I was like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually great. So I kind of wish more people could see that human aspect of them.
That's why we do this podcast, because people love to hear about how we cover things and what the behind the scenes is
Yeah.
like and whatnot. And they're like, smash or pass. And we're like, no. We're like, respect or disrespect.
Oh, that's fun.
No disrespect, but it's the end of the episode.
Oh,
I know.
So
This was
fun.
fun. I like
This
our
was
little setup
fun.
here. Your great hosting skills of pouring water in this episode has me real parched because I touched none of it.
Ah, well, I've touched mine.
Oh yeah, that's the awkward part. So it can't be like,
It's too
hold
far
on,
from
guys,
you.
let me reach
Yeah.
over and take a sip.
Oh, this here
It's okay, I have my
cigarette.
coffee.
No, thank you for coming. Where can people find you?
Thanks, guys. You can find me at Jess the Reporter on TikTok, and then it's Jess Lucero everywhere else. I'm one of those annoying people who doesn't have it matching up, but we're
What
sticking
happens
to
when
it.
what happens when TikTok goes away? Where are you gonna be?
It's Jess Lucero everywhere else. Back to that.
Back to
I will be everywhere. New something coming soon. That's all I'm saying. I'm not specifying what. I'm not specifying
But they can-
anything.
They can
child,
also
no.
catch you on TikTok Radio.
Oh yes, you can catch me on TikTok Radio. That's Channel 4 on Sirius XM every day.
It's
Every
every
day.
day.
Cool. Yeah, you hear me every day. Can you deal with this?
Same with
much
this
of
bitch.
me?
So fun. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
every
you
day
too.
too. Monday, yeah.
It's a lot.
You don't hear me. You just read me every day.
Read him every day.
God damn it.
I'll
Well,
read you.
no disrespect. Well, obviously, if you like the Pop Report, make sure to subscribe.
Subscribe, follow, do all the things.
Yes.
All the things. Go. The Pop Report. Leave us a review too so we can give you a shout out.
I love every time Zach does this sign off, he looks at his iPad or his phone.
He's not even looking you in the eyes. That's crazy. Disrespect or respect?
Listen, I've been doing this long enough. I can take a break on my phone.
All right.
I
Bye,
was gonna
y'all.
yeah. Okay, bye.